Okay, so retro gospel, and yes, I'm the father of retro gospel. Now, it's not. I don't think it's going to be a genre. I think retro gospel is a feel. It's a feel that you're like, this feels like grandma again. Gospel has gotten away from that sound. They've gotten into a sound that's really elevation worship, which is cool, but it just doesn't give me what I need as an African American who have a grandma that used to sing in the church and just like, you know what I mean? Like yeah, you know, I gotta have that. I need that. My blood, my human, all those things that come out that are native to my bloodline, I need that in music. The chord changes, all of that, and it has to be authentic and from the people, right? So I've really found a way to capture that in a beautiful branding way. Retro gospel is like, okay, this is gospel, but it's like what you used to like about gospel. This is gospel, but it feels like grandma, but it still has this piece in it that's got the 808s underneath it. You know, so it's like you take your grandma's song or a song that they sang when they were picking cotton, right? In those times, and then you bring it to date with a verse. So then I'm rapping in the verse. Then I go back to grandma with the chorus, all while playing a little jazz at the top and underneath putting an 808. It's a beautiful balance. So that's kind of retro gospel to me. It's a formula of not forgetting your past, falling in love with your roots, advancing your people. That's retro gospel, man. I'm just glad. I'm glad I'm having fun. That's really what I'm doing. I'm having fun every day. My take on Christian music, I can give you multiple places. My take on Christian music, musically, I don't like it as much. It's coming off as we're trying. It comes off as if we've finally been allowed to be cool. So let's be cool. When we were always allowed to be cool, just be you, right? And I like the R&B and the rap and Christian gospel and all of that. I just don't think they found a bridge. And you have to find a bridge that can take you from Sunday morning, because in gospel, the real DJ, like you have in the club, the real DJ is the choir director, right? Because he's picking what song and putting it on and making sure it's hyped and blowing it up. And some of these R&B, Christian, gospel, rap gospel songs can't translate in front of a grandma at all. Like, I've seen it in person. They're like, what did he say? What were those words? I just heard a bunch of blah, 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 blah. They're not comprehending it. So I think there has to be a beautiful blend, a beautiful bridge that will take us from the original sound into something that could be modern. But it can't be in a way where it's like, okay, I wanted to really do R&B, but because the market value cap ceiling on gospel is low, I know I can get a #1 in gospel faster, which is kind of what I feel like some artists are doing. They're coming over to gospel because they want a faster win, when it doesn't really advance the culture as it has always been in a beautiful way. However, I do see that they're trying, and I love trying, and I love creativity, so I can't push back on them like that. But I will say get better. I think R&B, Christian, it's like, if it's not done right, it can be really weird. It's like, if you're gonna put it in R&B, sensualize your spirituality. Don't make it to where I almost want to have sex on a song. Like, you know what I mean? If that's what you're going for, go and give me Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon is a whole book that you could not read until you were 18, and they just did not let it happen, right? So it's like, if you're gonna go there, write beautifully. But when you write beautifully in that sensual way, or in that R&B way, write in a way that will bring that moment in safely. I don't know. It's got to be done. I think we did it on the album. You know, we did a very R&B but soulful version of Amazing Grace. But grace is this woman, and it's grace that's like the grace of God. So it's like why I need this person and why I need this thing called grace, right? So we have this moment, and it's this great blend. Or we have a song on the album called Song of Solomon that gives you that intimate relationship part of it, but it also gives you those boundaries, which can become even more attractive if you're doing it right with the writing. Gospel rap and gospel R&B, but I feel like they're missing some pieces that would not make it as corny. I heard a rapper rap, and I was just like, oh man, this is great, but you didn't talk about anything. And sometimes I feel like they talk about the Bible so much to where they miss the culture of gospel, because we have a culture too. Like, this isn't just a religion, this is a culture in a sense of like, you can talk about where does the money go in church, right? You can talk about why the preacher got a politician in the church and why we should all vote for him, and what is this about, and what's the deal in the back. Like that should be a gospel conversation, but it's not. And the reason why they don't do it is because, obviously they want to win the pastors over in order to have a tour. They got to go from church to church. I don't go from church to church. I don't do Sunday mornings or anything. So like, I'm only considered a gospel artist because I'm Picasso over here, you know what I mean, with the gospel stuff. But it's not because I want to be accepted. And that's what I feel when people rap. Like the last time we were here, and I was with Lecrae. He was rapping. Then I went into a rap about Creflo Dollar, and he was just like, "You gonna rap that?" Yeah, bro. What are you talking about? It's a part of our culture. So I think it could be less corny if we dealt with the conflict of gospel and not always just I'm convicted. Oh Lord, please. There's some pieces in there that you can do that would parallel life with heaven, for sure.